All right. We are back at it again. The Novice Sports Show. We've been on hiatus because life happens to each and every one of us. So, again, we thank you guys for waiting patiently for this next spontaneous, incredulous episode. Again, we got three guys who came together organically to talk about sports from a novice point of view. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe, leave comments. Again, our tagline is we might just read them, then again, we might just not. So with that, we're gonna get into our intros.
AJ.
We got A-Dub over here. So last night began the era in Texas football where Quentin Ewers was what's the word I would choose to say? He didn't want his backup to start. He made a commercial about it. He's getting paid about it. But nonetheless, the Manning era has begun, and it began with a bang. So with that, the young man came in, that is the Manning royalty to the Texas market, Texas world, to the SEC, breaking records. And I don't think Quentin is going to see the field again unless it's in mop-up duty. So what y'all got?
So I'll start off with this. So everybody was so first Arch Manning was the most hyped football player probably to come out of the womb since, ever because of his pedigree, right?
Yep.
And then when he decided to go to Texas, everybody's like, okay, cool. But then when they're like, dang, they still have Quinn Ewers, so he might not even start. So then people start saying, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not good enough. He's not as good as they say. And so I kept thinking, okay, well, I think a lot of people thought he was leaving last year.
I did. I thought he was.
And so I think that's one thing that went into it, because one thing you cannot say is that the Mannings do not do their homework.
No.
So they're not sending him somewhere, one, where they don't think he's going to be taught, where it's going to be a good fit, good system, all the support he needs, whatever, right? So they did their homework on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably thought when Ewers was going to leave, they're going to leave it open for him.
Yep.
When he came back, I was a little surprised, but he played great.
Yep.
Texas was good. And the way the Mannings are, I kept looking and people were like, oh, he's going to transfer. He should transfer. Mannings are like, no, that's not how we roll. We just sit back, we wait for our opportunity. He's going to keep getting stronger. Because I did hear rumors too, that like the level he played at in Texas wasn't like the best.
Wasn't 7A.
So they probably knew that as well. Like they're going to get him in the weight room. They're going to get him coached up.
Yep.
And then he'll really be ready when his time came, right?
Because they already had the raw talent.
Exactly. And then they're going to coach him up, give him whatever, right? So Luke, what is it, abdominal strain or something? Like he got it like handing the ball off. And
I think he kicked him in the head.
It's just, right, look, it's so ironic though that he had just done that commercial. And a routine handoff, and then they put the camera on him after he's on the sideline.
Yeah.
Dude had his shirt over his head, like
He knew it was coming.
I can't believe this. I cannot believe this.
But he's been injury prone since he's been to Texas, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's another reason why the Mannings allowed they stayed. And again, the Mannings, as you said, they do their homework, and the fact that you're at Texas. So what other school you go to other than Alabama or another powerhouse? You ain't going to Michigan this year. They ain't got nothing, right?
They want Arch in the system where he can just slang.
Yeah, like I said, Georgia has how many quarterbacks sitting on the bench? So of course, you would want to be at Texas. Texas is, God, they got more money than God can throw at a stick.
Yeah.
Well, you think about it. Everybody was. He could have gone anywhere he wanted.
Won't go to Oklahoma.
Yeah, he could have gone anywhere, but I mean,
Tennessee was up there, because of Peyton.
Yeah.
Ole Miss. I mean, anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Because so he was like, you know what? I like Texas. Whatever they have going or whatever. He kind of went on his own. He didn't follow his, his family, which is cool.
Like
but hey, man. He got out there yesterday, man, and just tore it up.
Yeah,
like he was just like.
I think the biggest surprise for me is I don't know if it's speed or necessarily agility, but his skill to just break away.
You thinking he's like Peyton?
Yeah,
but he's more like his
Peyton and Eli.
Right. People look at him. They're the two great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
got more of his grandfather's game, Archie, because he was running around, scrambling around. But he's got the arm talent probably of his dad and his uncle.
Yeah.
And then his dad was the athlete.
Yeah,
Remember, like
his dad
he was the
athlete who
receiver. He was
didn't make it.
yeah, he was the one that was, but he was the one.
Yeah, but his dad was a receiver.
Yeah.
basically. So his dad
Exactly.
was a very athletic.
Got you.
But
Yeah.
his dad never. I don't know if he got hurt.
He got injured.
Yeah, I think he
Okay.
got
Yeah,
hurt.
he got like a major injury where he couldn't play football anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
But I don't know, like, I guess just seeing it on TV, it's just like, why can y'all not catch him? Catch him. Like, catch him, go get him.
Okay, all right. So when you're coming in fresh, again, if you're
Right,
if
you're
you're
right.
the second team dude, and everybody knows this in sports, right? You're
Yeah,
not
it should be
taking
fresh.
first team reps. You're not running all day in practice. So when you come in, you fresh.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Right.
we all love to say this. Anybody got no tape on you?
yeah, yeah. He's only played.
You're now on the scouting
You're on
report.
the
Yeah.
scouting report. You come in, you that unknown anomaly.
Yeah.
So now you running around doing things. People like, oh my God. Now I guarantee you by, I'd say 8th game when they got some tape,
Yeah.
they gonna know. Oh, by the way, he likes to run left, so we gonna put our best player on the left
Left
side.
side,
So if he
yeah.
run left, he gonna get crap. He gonna start running right.
Then we're gonna move the
Then
other one
the
over
other guy
there.
down. I mean, like I said, because I didn't get an opportunity to watch the game last night, but like I said, when I received the text message, I was like, yeah, yours ain't never touching the field again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we say on this show, you got to go wet when the iron is hot. He
Yep.
should have left last year for the draft. It was a weak quarterback draft. He probably would have got picked up quicker.
Yeah.
Not quicker. No, last year was a strong draft.
Actually, yeah, I think this is a weaker draft.
It's a weak,
Yeah,
this
so-
year's a weaker draft, but
He'll still go.
But he still would have been in the conversation.
yeah, he would have been
But
still
he'll still be this year
top.
like one of the top. I'd say probably the top 3 quarterbacks to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But he's still getting paid.
Oh yeah,
He is.
look, it's fine. The team is loaded.
Yeah.
They look great. Now again, they got the SEC. I think they got Oklahoma next, and that's
Yeah.
always the Red River rivalry.
56
Um,
points a game.
Yeah, that's
But,
like a game of
But
50,
but
60.
it's always that rivalry game, right?
Yeah.
Oklahoma doesn't look that great, so shouldn't be as close. But you just never
Hey,
know
yeah,
with
so
rivalry
And
games.
it's in October.
What can Arch do to take this opportunity that he has captured further? Like,
Well, I
how
mean,
can
well,
he
I
not
mean,
mess this up for
They
himself?
just gotta keep winning.
That's it.
The
You
team
win.
is dominant. You just
Yeah.
don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, just win. Just win, baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
So he doesn't need to be more like a Josh Allen. He doesn't
No,
need to try
no.
to make things happen.
He just
They just need to
That-
sit back and be
that-
Brock Purdy.
No, that roster is
Loaded. And
When I
he's
say
yeah.
stacked, they are the only other team favored to win the national championship. I think it's Ohio State.
Yeah.
I watched, again, this is off topic. I watched the Georgia game last night. They struggled with Kentucky
they did. They wanted by
by one. They should have, if you're looking at roster to roster,
On paper, Georgia.
on paper,
is-
Georgia
yeah.
should have they should have been 56-3.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Kentucky,
Kentucky played them
Yeah.
tough and hard. But they were playing at Kentucky, but it shouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Next after that is Ohio State, another stacked team. I haven't watched them play yet either, but they really haven't played anybody
Yeah, they have-
yet.
they have-
So they're not into the meat of their schedule. And Texas is the same way. But I've seen Texas, I've seen a few clips, and when you beat Michigan like that, I mean, Michigan's not the same team they were last year.
but they still got
But they still got
They
talent.
got that,
they
yeah.
still got
The same talent. Harbaugh ain't there. I get it.
Right,
But you still got some of the same players. They just ain't stealing signals now.
right.
That's all I'm
And then
saying.
and then my guys at Bama we haven't
Well, y'all ain't played nobody.
played nobody. Yeah.
I mean, Bama ain't played nobody, but I think Bama will be in the
And we
playoffs.
still got I think if I'm correct in it, if I'm pronouncing it right, it's Milton.
Yeah, Milton, you still got.
Yeah.
Milton.
So
Milroe, yeah.
Milroe,
Yeah.
He
yeah.
ain't throwing the ball, but also it's
Yeah.
okay. He ran.
he actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, he
So
looking
far,
good right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, guess who?
Right now though. Yeah.
Hey,
Right now.
all you got is who you play with. And hey, look,
And that's what we got. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
with that, we talking about play, right? So we talking about another young man. So we gonna move to, what's that young man's name up in Colorado? Prime. He like I
you
said,
talking about Shador?
no, that's
No, it's not the one.
talking about Coach Prime and putting this thing together.
You
Prime to
talking-
put this thing together, and he stole Travis Hunter from Florida State. So forever Prime, I can't believe you did that to us. That's FSU fans. That's just jacked up. But anyway,
Well, you know what? Travis is like, thank you,
Yeah,
Prime.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Because Florida State right now ain't
Horrible.
looking like it needs
They-
to look.
they
But anyway,
trash.
we'll talk about that.
But yeah,
later.
we'll talk about that later. But yeah, so with that, like I said, he is the forerunning candidate to be the Heisman winner. That is Travis Hunter. He's quote unquote the best player in college
There's-
football as of today.
Coach Prime is setting it up to give him every opportunity.
Yeah.
He got two dudes on that team that they're getting the big push, right? That's Shador and Travis Hunter.
Both of his sons.
And exactly.
Basically.
Everything is geared toward making those two dudes look good.
Yes.
And you don't have to do a whole lot because Travis Hunter, like I said, the best football player in the country right now.
He gonna do his
because
job.
He plays every down,
Every snap.
every snap on offense and on defense, and he's the best player going on both ends. Now,
sides, yeah.
he's more, so everybody's saying he's going to be a corner in the NFL, but he's more dynamic in college
As a wide
on
receiver.
offense
Yeah.
because I don't know how much they're really throwing at him.
He's only had 7 attempts as of last night that thrown his way.
Yeah.
They're just
Boy,
like,
he don't drop him.
No, I'm talking about DB.
Oh yeah,
They've
yeah.
only thrown the ball.
Yeah, they don't throw at him now.
No, I was saying as far as the wide receiver part,
Oh, yeah.
being
Oh,
so
he-
dynamic, he
he-
don't drop them balls.
Oh yeah, no, he's
No.
Pause. No
Okay.
did it. No did
So,
it.
so with that,
He
yeah.
doesn't drop passes
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, so with that, yeah, so see, but for him to go, when he does go pro, they said basically they're transitioning him as a corner, but corners aren't getting paid like that.
They are
So
not.
he would want to be a receiver, because you're looking at already 30, and he's coming out probably what, next year, this year?
no, this will be his last.
So he's coming out this year. You're looking at signing a rookie deal, probably top 10 pick.
Yeah.
After that, receiver's gonna be making 40 mil a year.
Yeah, after you get
After
through
you-
that first
after-
contract.
After his first
Yeah.
contract, so I'm not gonna be a defensive back and make 30 mil a year,
Right.
if that close.
Right.
I'm gonna go be a receiver, because a bottom tier receiver, and again, nobody wants to talk about these things, they get paid
They
better
do.
than a defensive back.
Oh, yeah.
So, but again,
Who does he resemble? How does his game resemble as a wide receiver?
I mean, as a wide receiver,
Yeah.
Small.
yeah, he's like,
He's like
slight.
he's just so much more athletic. I mean,
Quick.
Like he reminds me of, not saying his game per se, but I think just his ability and what you see in his stature.
Yeah.
He reminds me of like Devontae Smith.
I was gonna say him.
Yeah.
He's a little guy,
Slight. Slight.
but just
But-
yeah, that was gonna use that as an
Yeah,
example.
like he
Yeah,
literally
like-
reminds me of Devontae Smith. Like
Yeah.
once Devontae breaks away, it's like,
He's gone.
yeah, you can't do
Yeah,
it.
they're
Yeah.
slight. I mean, he just
Yeah.
like.
But his skills is just
His
like
hand-eye coordination
hand-eye
is crazy.
coordination is everything.
Yeah, so I mean, he's like a great athlete. I mean, great athlete. Like I said, I think he should more target toward playing receiver.
And that may be what they're doing, because Lord knows he gets targeted. Well, they got like they were saying last night that they probably have the best receiving core in the whole nation.
They do.
Because there's like 4 deep
Yeah.
that like 5.
Five.
They got 5.
They got
They said
five.
they said their first string and their second string. Their second string could start.
Could start somewhere else. Yeah.
Any place else in the country.
Yep.
Because, I mean, but then you look at the coaching staff. Coaching staff, you got Terrell Owens on there. You got you have, their coaching staff contains all, for the most part, either NFL coaches or ex-NFL players.
Right.
So that's the draw, right? Hey, I can teach you how to be an NFL player today, so when you get to the league,
Easy.
it's easy work for you.
That's what one of the receivers said. He was like, I forget which one it was, but he came from another school.
Oh, the guy from Vanderbilt.
Yes, and they were like, he was breaking records there.
Yeah.
He came to Colorado as like the 4th receiver,
Yeah.
3rd receiver.
Yeah.
And they're like, why would you do that? He's like, because I want to get coached on that by that level.
Yeah.
Because that's what my goal is.
Goal is.
Yeah.
And I want to be around a bunch of dudes, and that's the goal. And that's the one thing that Colorado has going for them, is that Coach Prime is setting it up. If you
Yep.
want to go to the next level,
Come here.
we're going to
We're
give
the
you
best
the
option.
tools.
Yep.
Now
Yeah.
last night against Colorado State was the best offensive line, defensive line looked in 2 years.
The linebackers looked real good.
And that was what, when they interviewed him, he was like, I'm so proud of these guys.
Yeah.
For the first, Shador only got sacked once, and that was one that he like gave himself up. He
Yeah.
could have thrown it out of bounds.
Yeah.
I want him to do that just so he could have the whole game with no sacks.
Yeah.
But he just like slid down. But that was the biggest thing, is he's so accurate that when you give him time, he's gonna find somebody.
Yes.
But the last 2 years, he got sacked more than anybody in the country, and so it's like, you know,
Yeah.
What team you think in the league would need a Travis Hunter to put them? I want to say over the top,
Here we go. It's going to be the
but
worst team.
that'll keep them in the mix.
well, let's
It's
think
gonna
about
be the
this.
Worst team.
Let's say right now,
Well, let's just before you start, let's just say he's like, I'm gonna be a wide receiver and a defensive back. I want to play both sides. Like
No.
that's the end of it.
No,
not gonna happen.
can't do it. Okay, number one, he can say that. He can say the same thing that we're gonna go back to last year when we had Caleb Williams say he wanted to have stock in a team. Did he get stock in a team? No. Right?
Yeah,
Is he,
we can always
hold-
dream what we want.
is he a part owner in the Chicago Bears?
No.
Is he?
Not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
not yet.
Keyword.
Wait till
not
that
yet.
second contract
Yeah.
comes up.
Thank you. So he can say that all he wants, but okay, here's the key factors involved with playing in the NFL. Each of those guys is quote unquote an expert in their craft,
They are.
right? He may potentially have the skills to pay the bills, but when you're going against guys who are the best at what they do, that's a completely different atmosphere to be in.
That's a different type of.
Yeah, it's
Endurance.
yeah, that too. I mean, because okay, so you're looking at again in college, you could be. Remember, they're not testing you.
Right.
You only got 7 throws, so that's basically a break.
Yeah.
You're just running around behind somebody. In the pros, they gonna come at you,
Rookie.
They gonna
Hey,
test you.
Rookie.
Look,
If they gonna test you, then if you playing receiver, you think that DB on the other side ain't gonna rough you up? You're going against grown men.
And you
I'm
may be
going-
going against wide receivers that are taller.
Yes, taller,
Physically
bigger,
bigger.
faster, stronger.
I'm going hot take right here. What's
Okay.
today's date?
Today is
It is
the 15th.
Was it September
September.
15th of 2024?
Okay, here we go. Number one, he's not even gonna pretend to say I want to go both ways in the NFL
Okay.
because Deion's like that ain't. You could be.
You
They
keep-
could probably talk about it like he could do it now, but they both know it's not happening. I'm gonna say as a receiver, he's not gonna be anything special.
Can't be.
I'm gonna say as a defensive back, not really gonna be anything special. In college this year,
Yeah.
he's dominant.
Yep.
Next year in the pros, yes, he'll be he'll probably be a top 5 pick. I'm gonna go even more than top 10. Assuming he can make it through this whole season without getting banged up
Yeah.
and injured. Because they're gonna keep feeding him because they want him to get to New York to
Yep.
either win the Heisman or just because one, that's gonna help the brand, it's gonna help everything. So they're gonna give him every opportunity for that. So I'm gonna say he's gonna be in New York and he'll be a finalist for the Heisman.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say in the pros, he's gonna be disappointed compared to all that hype.
Today's hot take, because you know what you say? Ooh, that goes back to one of the hot takes or comments that AJ always talks about, right? What is it? The NBA,
The mystery of
the
what
mystery
you
of
can
what
be
you could be is better than what you
is
are.
better
Yeah.
than the proof of what
We
you
are.
Yeah, so yeah, that's one of the hot takes right there.
He's
man.
gonna get drafted high. He's gonna get all the hype. You look at him and you're like, this is great, but I don't see him being one of the top 5 defensive backs,
Yeah.
and I
well,
definitely don't see him being one of the top 10 receivers.
See, not only that, think
Oh
about
yeah, I
it.
definitely don't see him
So-
being
so
a top
here's
5
a-
defensive back.
Caveat. He ain't gonna have the same connection with the QB he got with Shador.
Unless Deion says it's a package deal, you get one, you get
Well,
both.
that's what Deion has been saying.
Well,
Like,
nah, see,
if we not going somewhere we don't want to go, we're gonna pull an Eli.
no, you can try.
can try that.
You can try to pull it,
And-
Eli. That's
yeah.
only been done twice.
And he wants to do it with 2 players.
Two, nah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
Because here we go. How can I know this is gonna get me the best? Is this if you told me you're gonna get me 3 Super Bowls, I probably would do it. But you can't guarantee me 3
Right.
Super Bowls. You can guarantee me some advertising.
yeah.
That's about it. He gonna do a lot of commercials.
Right.
That's
right.
all that's gonna happen. But if I ain't winning no games, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be a very salty owner.
So let me spice up your hot take. Who gets drafted first, Shador or Travis? If you're saying Travis will be disappointed
No, I think
in the league. Who do you think has the most upside? in
okay,
the league?
so
I
this
think-
year I'm looking at who's gonna be the worst teams. Okay, Carolina's probably gonna be one of them. They already have a quarterback. They're not
Yeah,
gonna
they're
do
not
another
gonna
draft
get
pick.
it.
Cleveland's kind of trending in the wrong direction. Let me think, Atlanta already got their quarterback for their future. So you
Yeah,
gotta remember,
they
a
got
lot
two
of,
quarterbacks.
yeah, they got two quarterbacks and those quarterbacks, so you're looking at a team more than likely, like, I would say
The Raiders.
the Raiders needs a quarterback, Seattle's gonna need a quarterback.
Yep.
The Titans already have their quarterback, Baltimore already has their quarterback, so those are the teams you gotta look at. So if those teams aren't drafting first, then you're looking at tackles coming off the board, i.e. linemen, because they already got their quarterbacks, right? So you're looking at something, you're gonna need somebody for that
When-
quarterback to throw the ball.
When
to.
does Purdy get paid? Or did he already get paid?
He about to get
This will
paid
be the
now.
one, yeah.
He about to get paid.
Yeah, I
now.
think they'll be negotiating him
Yeah.
this offseason.
Yeah,
Do you think they should draft Shador?
No.
no,
Okay.
why? Because they got, I mean, because, no, they're not gonna do that.
And here's the thing, I don't think Shador is the first quarterback
No.
getting drafted.
I don't either. I don't either.
No,
Um,
he's not gonna be the first quarterback off the board. I said he'll be,
Top five.
no.
One of the first five quarterbacks.
Top five
Yeah,
quarterback.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, he won't be in the top five.
No,
He's
no,
not
it'd be
getting-
one of the first five.
I think
Yeah.
Shador has the potential to have a better pro career.
because
Yes.
he's QB.
Right, because I think his skill set, he's
Fits.
big enough, he's athletic enough, he's accurate enough, he's will have been trained enough.
And I think people don't talk about his composure.
No,
Well, see,
yeah, he can, yeah, he's
like,
tough,
Super
he
composed.
stays in the pocket and
Yeah.
takes those hits. But yeah, I think he'll be a better pro
And Travis Hunter.
than Travis Hunter.
Because why? If he's being coached by Tom Brady, 1, 2, 3, fall. Get 1, 2, 3, ball out. 1, 2, 3. Either you gonna run, you gotta do something with the ball. Because what? You don't want to take them hits.
And last year, if he didn't learn anything, he should have learned that last year.
Yeah.
Cause he got
Murder.
destroyed.
Well, see, but that was the case though. When any program in college, skilled players always come first. Then you have to work on your interior O line,
Right.
D line.
Yep.
Because like I said, that's where it works. If you can't run the ball, and
That's
of course,
weird.
last night watching that game, that was the best running attack they've had all.
Oh, yeah.
And again, but you have to remember, they're playing Colorado State.
You know,
No, I'm just saying Colorado
they're
State.
still a D, they're not,
They're a D1 team, but they ain't in the top 50.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know,
They're not in the top
50.
50. No,
I
they're
don't
not.
know.
No, they're not.
I mean,
I'm talking
I
about.
mean, the way they battled Colorado last year, you thought they still would have been in the
No.
mix this year.
Nah, but yeah, okay, that's a in-state rivalry game.
Yeah.
All right, that's little brother against big brother, right? That's
You're
what
right,
that
you're
is.
right.
If you watch Colorado football when they had Bieniemy and
Well, little brother didn't look like little brother last year.
oh, he didn't. I mean, but okay, but you had a program that was just starting.
Starting up, you're right. You're right.
You know,
you're right.
and again, you got to remember, Colorado won how many games and how many years until
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
Winning 5 games was an accomplishment.
yeah,
So, so yeah, but see, but as we move forward, if Dion stays,
You don't
key
think
word.
You don't think he is?
no,
no,
he don't like being
After
cold.
this year?
I think he's
No,
going,
no.
if they have let's say they win,
10 games. Let's just say.
I'm gonna say if they win 8 games,
Okay,
Shador's gone,
Travis.
Shiloh's gone.
Yep.
Travis is
You
gone.
think Shallow's gone?
He's a senior.
Yeah, I think he's his last year, no
Yeah,
matter
he's
what.
a cornerback. He's a senior, like-
And honestly, I haven't even heard, is he playing right now?
He got hurt, but he injured his forearm
Okay.
against Nebraska.
But yeah, but I think this is his last year of eligibility.
I thought he could do more. That's why
He
I
could,
asked.
I
That's
think
why
he
asked.
could, but
Okay.
he won't.
Okay.
I think they all leave this
Yeah.
year. If they win 8 games and they're on the upswing,
Yep.
Florida State might be calling.
No, they can't call.
Florida State might be
He's
calling.
like, I already did my word. They can't
They
call.
can't call him.
I'm not saying, listen, I'm not, Dion is gonna be in Florida or Texas.
I'll say this. I've seen the rumblings already, but it's a $65 million buyout. And he's got that is, we talked Florida State. I know we jumping around. We probably need to stay on top of it. But Florida State is giving him a little bit of grace because of last year's season going undefeated. So he got a little bit of grace.
Well, he's got a little grace, but let's say he goes, he's 0-3 now. Now they've only played one conference game. So they really could still make the playoff, right?
No, they won. No, they lost 2 conference games.
Oh, Georgia
Georgia
Tech.
Tech.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Boston
yeah,
College.
yeah. So let's say it's not likely, but they could
Yeah.
still, right?
They gonna need God to come out. The
Let's
sky.
say he ends up with a 5-win season.
Oof, yeah.
You might want to go.
Oh, there's gonna be some rumblings. Trust me.
Right. And I'm not saying that they'll, you know what?
It's gonna be some
Because they
rumblings.
started 0-3. Is this his fourth year?
Yeah.
So remember his
He's out of
second
there.
year,
He's out.
they started 0-3,
He turned it around.
and everybody was like, "Oh," because this when Deion was at Jackson,
Yeah.
and then he turned it around and they won the rest of their games, right?
Yeah.
And then last year they went undefeated
Yep.
with the good quarterback. This year it's going the other direction,
Yeah.
and they don't look good at all in any aspect. So yeah, I mean, I think they like him. I don't think he gets fired this year.
No, he won't.
But if it keeps going trending in this
Oh, let's
direction,
get rid of him.
I mean,
they'll-
I don't
they
know.
can pay me $60.
especially if you end up with rumblings. I got no evidence that this happened. Let's say there's rumblings, but that the players don't like him,
No,
or that the alumni don't like him,
the alumni don't
or
like
that
I know the booster club don't
or
like
that
him
you know what I'm
right
saying,
No, they
like
don't like him right now.
like.
now. Yeah, right now.
But I'm saying maybe it starts getting out like, yeah, we went undefeated last year, but that's because we love Travis.
Yeah.
You know, this dude rubbed us the wrong way.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not saying any of that's true, but
Usually they'll throw the coach under the bus as opposed to the players.
right. And that big buyout is a deterrent,
Yes, it is.
but
it's
we've
not.
seen before.
What Deion could do.
People still eat that and move on, right?
Yes, they do.
But
That's key. Like I said,
yeah. And I don't know if this would be all it would take for Dion to leave, because I feel like the longer he stays at Colorado and tries to build a
The
program,
more I feel like
the
he'll
better
love
it's
it.
gonna look.
Yeah.
But if they have a great season this year and then he loses I mean, he'd be like, we might not be very good next
But
year.
obviously, but then that bodes in the recruiting. So again, I think this me, he needs to, if he stays, builds a winning program, he can write his check. He can just write wherever he wants to go.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, the mystery of what you might
Yeah.
do. Because if they have a great year this year,
Yep.
think about last
We
year.
just said it. We need to go while you hot.
Think about last year.
True,
He
true,
was
true.
the hottest thing
Next to sliced bread.
anywhere,
He got his
right?
media high. He got their
Everything.
tickets sold out every
The-
game.
You know,
Everything. He could have run for governor.
Rappers coming out there to Colorado. Rappers ain't going to Colorado.
He could be the governor. He
Yeah.
could have run for governor, right? But they started off like this, ended up like this.
Yeah.
But now they
And so now he's got to like
Yeah, but look,
build that
the
up
game
again.
was sold out though.
Yeah.
Even though they was losing,
Yeah.
the game was sold out.
But he's got to build that up again. Yeah.
Money.
And so, yes, ideally you want him to stay.
Yeah.
And build a program. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough though. Like I said, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna remind me of the Jimbo Fisher era in Florida State, where there was always rumors of him leaving.
Yep.
That's what it's gonna remind me of. So that's gonna be a distraction to that program, and that program's gonna have to learn to deal with that because unfortunately, they have not been on the map in so many years. It's just been insane. So, and anybody who was with Colorado when they were winning championships and had Rashawn Shalom and all those other
Yeah.
guys, those guys ain't part of the program no more.
No,
Yeah, they're not.
You know, so that's gonna be a challenge for Colorado. Like I said, but once it happens, when it happens, it's gonna happen fast. Because like I said, you can look at Billy Napier, right? He was at was it Coastal Carolina? He's down in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, he was at Coastal Carolina. He jumped on that money and he about to be gone. You know, he couldn't open a water bottle.
Gotcha.
He was so tired.
Gotcha.
I need to get out of here. But like I said, but with that, Shador, I mean, I think with that particular group, he's gonna do well this season. I think he has a better interior line. I think he has a better coaching staff. And I think those players understand what the assignment is. They need to make sure the linebackers are filling holes. Last night, they were filling holes and they were attacking downhill. There was a lot of plays. People were coming up and they were filling gap assignments, right? 3 people were in one gap. Guys running outside. Everybody's outside, backs coming inside. So I think coaching is getting better. And again, you do have a lot of first-time coaches coaching these players, and I think it'll get better. But of course, was it the Pac-12 they're in still?
No,
What are they-
Pac-12 is gone. They're
Yes,
in
what
the
they in?
big. Let me see, because it's they were talking about last night. They're switching.
Yeah.
Colorado State is going to the. God, which one is
Big
Pac-12?
12,
That didn't
Big
exist
12,
anymore.
Big-
No, Mountain, they're in the Mountain West.
Okay.
They're moving to the Big 12.
All right.
Colorado's moving to the Big 10. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I can't
Colorado State will leave the Mountain West
Yeah.
Conference after 2025
Go to Big 12,
and join the Pac-12.
Pac-12, and then Colorado is in the what now? Because they left.
They should have been in
Colorado
Because
is actually
Pac-12,
in the Big 12.
Big 12, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a big, so that's different. So yeah, that's
Because
gonna be.
the Pac-10 is no longer.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a little bit of more challenge. Cause I mean, but the one good thing about that is teams are playing you that have no history. Right?
Yeah.
So there's an advantage there and disadvantage,
Right.
cause you don't know what they're gonna do either, cause it's like a chess match. when
Right.
You play each other. If you know I'm playing Johnny loves to call this particular play on third down, I can prepare for it versus when they're not.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's gonna be challenging. Like I said, once his core group leaves, that's gonna be
Yeah.
the tough part, like I said, cause finding a quarterback at any level is hard.
Well, and his quarterback has been Shador
Yeah, since.
for the last, think about it, 2 years at Colorado,
Since he's been coaching, right?
2 years at Jackson.
Yeah.
And then when he was in high school,
High school, yeah.
like he hasn't had another quarterback.
Yeah, I know. So that's the
And
thing.
that's the thing. And everything he does is geared toward Shador.
Shador,
yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it is.
The offense they run
Yeah.
is geared toward his strengths.
Yeah.
The skill players they're bringing in.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, his adopted son, Travis,
Yeah.
same thing. We're feeding him.
Yeah, I
Sh-
agree.
Matter of fact, Shiloh might feel some kind of way.
That's probably why he's so frustrated.
Shiloh's like, hey, Dad, I'm your actual son.
Look, that explains a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, he's out of bounds.
Mhm.
right.
Why'd you hit him? That's not 15 yards. They have the 58.
But I do want to amend Shiloh, because being a son like that, you can mess up a dynasty if he felt some type of way.
Well, I mean, we don't know what happened behind closed. We do.
Yeah,
not
we
know
don't.
what happened
We
behind
don't.
closed doors.
But he could definitely be public about it, because
Well, you
everything
could
is
be,
public.
Well, we talking about the stuff with him going bankrupt.
No,
No,
just
no,
Shiloh
just-
just being like maybe feeling some type of way like
Oh, I got you.
about Travis.
But like he got in all that trouble because
Yeah.
his money situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
But see,
know,
no, I don't think. I mean, but see, sometimes you have to take the L for the greater good. So either way.
Yeah, for sure.
Talking about lineage and legacy, with Shador, Shiloh, or Travis, either one, all you need is one of them to be successful. Your legacy still exists. Because nobody talks about, from an athletic standpoint, you talk about, oh, so and so was an offensive lineman. Let's say with the Matthews, again, we're talking about lineage and legacy.
Mhm.
The Matthews is one of those families, right?
Yeah.
Daddy was a defensive lineman, or granddaddy was an offensive lineman. Daddy was like a linebacker / DN. Now you have Clay,
Clay,
the other
Casey,
one.
Matthews,
Yeah,
all
so
them.
now they, all it took was one of them to be really good, right? Or just like the we call them boys, the one in Pittsburgh, the one in Houston, 99.
Watts
Watts.
brothers.
Think about it. His two brothers got drafted because of him. And one of them's doing extremely well. The other one, not so much.
Yeah.
But they don't talk about it.
yeah, he's not very good. But
Yeah.
TJ Watt is better than JJ.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Is that a hot take, or is that?
You can have,
that's what it
hey,
is. I mean, well,
JJ dominated.
Yeah.
But
TJ's different.
TJ right now,
Yeah, he is different.
I would put him up there with JJ
Okay,
in his
okay.
prime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I think as long as one of those three of Dion's prodigies are successful, his lineage will.
Well, like the Kelsey brothers, like
Yeah.
one plays center, the other one plays tight end.
Plays tight end. So that's all it is. I mean, so when his child comes up, if he's playing tight end, he'll get a look.
Look, yeah,
Unlike, again, we talk about legacy, Randy Moss. Randy Moss's son is a tight end.
yep,
He's not going, he's bouncing around the league. He played at Washington. He was an unrestricted
Free agent.
signing. So got signed after the draft, got injured, but he does not have the speed his dad had because of his size. He's
Right.
probably 100 pounds heavier than his dad playing at tight end. So again, but like I said, I think they'll be all right. I mean, I think, as AJ said, I think the quarterback position that Shador is going to be in is going to be a little safer
yeah,
because you won't have, he'll have the spotlight, but he'll have the opportunity to develop, right? And he's already a pocket passer, which is what most NFL
teams are looking for.
Yeah.
teams are looking for anyway. Now, skill players, There's a lot of those
Lot of them.
guys. I mean, it really
Some of them
is.
sit on the bench.
Yeah, when you talk about, again, when you talk about the blue chip
Yeah.
college programs, Bama's, the Texases,
Travis, you don't physically look appealing to us.
no, not in the physical. I mean, neither did Devontae, but he won the Heisman.
You're right. Devontae was a different beast.
I'm just saying, but he had it, but of course, talking about Alabama, everybody's a 5-star, it's a factory out back
Yeah.
somewhere. No comment. But anyway, so when you look at all those things, and again, the draft is an inexact science, and you never know, is he topped out right now,
Right.
right? I mean, because that's a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
When you talk, because you're talking like 120 snaps.
Yeah,
a game.
I don't think he makes it through half the season before he gets. I mean, he got banged up at the end of that game because the running back broke through the hole and he had to chase him down.
Oh yeah, for
Uh,
65 yards.
Yeah,
Then he went out for a couple games because
yeah.
after for the post conference, Shador was like, I was joking on him because he ain't stay in the game.
Yeah.
He had to come
Oh,
back.
yeah,
Type
yeah.
of stuff is
Yeah,
that.
but you have to. I mean, because that I'm telling you, wear and tear on your body
Yeah.
is real. I mean, when you make everybody talks about, I said, when them little nudges, them little nicks,
And people trying to hurt you.
yeah, when you keep getting nicked
yeah,
in that shoulder,
yeah.
you start hitting
Yeah.
with this one.
Yeah.
But
You don't square up.
But they said that he gets 3 days off during the week
He has to recover.
Mm.
to just get he goes to the meetings.
Yeah.
But he ain't practicing. He gets 3 days where he's just because they know come Saturday, you out there,
You out
get
there all
all your
day.
rest.
You out there all day.
Exactly. So somebody is managing, quote unquote,
Yep.
his rest and recovery. And again, you have some of the best in the business who did it. Because remember, TO's out there coaching him too. So TO is one of the first people who did the hyperbolic chamber.
Mm,
Right.
yeah, you're right.
TO looks like he still
Still looks
can
like
play.
he can play.
He probably still can.
Yeah, he probably could. I mean, no doubt about that. But like I said, I really think that program, it's very unlikely that he stays the way coaches move around.
Yeah.
Like I said, if he wins 8 games and they win a bowl game, he's gonna be the hottest coach in the country. And of course, he got the skills to pay the bills. Somebody gonna write him a check.
Yeah.
He'd be crazy not to take it.
But and like I said, I would love for him to stay at Colorado for a little bit longer, but you leave when you
It's
go.
too cold.
No, I know. You see that white beardy guy?
Yeah.
He wants to be. That's why I said he's gonna be. The next job he gets
Texas or
is
Florida.
gonna be Texas or Florida.
You heard it here first. Texas or Florida.
Yep.
Won't be Texas. Could be Texas A&M the way they playing.
Look, anybody
Offering that bag.
any big what is it, Power Five,
Five school.
Texas or Florida, he will be open to hearing you.
Florida. Yeah, somebody. Yeah, that's gonna feel sorry.
Now it hurt his feelings if he had to do
Florida.
Florida,
It hurt my feelings.
but Florida's gonna be looking because
Yeah.
they're not very good right now.
They're looking now. Period.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another topic. But moving on to our next segment,
We got Bryce.
we got
Look at the NFL.
moving to the NFL. So we got 2 Bama products basically following each other here.
Yeah.
We got my young man Bryce. Everybody's saying my man is a bust. I disagree. Because again, here we say, hey, if you're going first overall, you ain't going to a good team
You ain't going.
at all.
You ain't going to the
know.
dreamland.
You ain't doing none of that. You're not going to the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're getting
You're
thrown
not-
in the trenches.
Yeah, you get thrown to the wolves, unfortunately. They're like, oh, but he threw a pick. Like, bro, look, that's gonna happen when you run it for your life.
Like, yep.
Their O-line really ain't the best O-line. As of right now, they're the 20th ranked O-line.
O-line looking like Colorado O-line.
Yeah, people running through there like Swiss cheese, getting them killed. So, and again, the same thing happened last year, right? When the ball was snapped, he literally got the ball and there was somebody like almost in his face on every.
He don't get 1, 2, 3
He
and out.
don't get one.
He get one.
He get 1 second and he's got to make a decision as the ball's in the air. Try to catch it to make a throw. So he
Yep.
probably look, self-preservation does kick in at some point. And again, he's not a big guy. He is a slight guy. He's probably about 205.
Yeah,
That's
good
not-
kid, baby.
210. That's not to say he can't put on more weight. Because again, Drew Brees was a slight quarterback that put on weight. But
Russ.
of course, Russ was another one that put on weight, but Russ had they had a better O-line.
Yeah.
And they had a run game.
Yep.
Can you name me a receiver or their running back right now?
What's that white dude's name from Used to be a Thielen.
Really?
That's the number one dude, which tells you why they're so bad.
Thank you.
If that dude is
'Cause
your
I
number
can't-
one,
Cause what's crazy is I can't tell you a running back from Panthers, and usually for the Panthers you can tell who the running back is because
Yeah.
they've always had decent running
Running
backs come
backs.
through there,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He has,
they're horrible.
or a tight end or
he
something.
ain't got no tight end. He doesn't have security blanket. Nobody at tight end. They may have one, but I don't know who he is.
They ain't played good.
Running game.
Ain't even there.
What running game? At least if you got a run game, you can give him here, hand the ball off. I step back and take a break from getting hit.
I think they put a fullback out there.
They gotta do something.
Well, here's the difference. In that game last week against the Saints, I'm thinking, okay, well, at least the defense is going to be good,
Oh,
and the
no.
defense is going to kind of keep them in things.
Nah, they trade. Remember they trade.
No, the defense can't stop anybody,
Mm.
and the offense can't stop anybody from getting to your quarterback.
Oh, yep.
You looking at a 1 in how many games was it now? 17?
17.
You're looking at a 1 in 16 season, and you get one, it's because somebody fumbled the ball on the goal line and you stepped on it.
The Carolina Panthers are the football version of the Detroit Pistons.
Ooh, wow.
How bad can they be? Hold on.
Man.
So you telling them they need to be great at losing? Is that what you're saying? They need
Oh,
to go
but
ahead
you know
and go
what? But you know
17?
what though?
What?
Panthers are. I'm gonna say no. Detroit say, hold up. At least we got talent.
Yeah.
It's not. Look, it's not any good right now, and we're not putting it
You
together. But at least we got dudes that got
Good
drafted
play.
in the top
Yeah.
five.
Good play.
I don't know that the Panthers have any
They don't
talent.
got too many.
What's his name? David Tapper.
Yeah. His ownership is
Ownership
not really.
Not good. His leadership ownership really is not coming through. This is not the stock market, buddy. You can't buy when the indicator says hammer down up.
And wasn't he like part owner for the Steelers?
I don't know what. I don't know if he
I want to
was.
say he was like. I thought he had something to do with the Steelers. Maybe not. Maybe not the Steelers.
Yeah.
I thought he had something to do with another team, and then he decided to do his
Go
own.
to
I could
the-
be thinking about somebody else.
Well,
But I don't think Bryce is a bust. I think
No, he's not.
he has impeccable skill to get out of the pocket and do whatever he needs to do to get the ball out. But he needs to.
We're not gonna know
Until he gets-
until they get him some help,
Yeah.
and it would be interesting. And again,
When are they gonna get him some help?
well, you'll never know. But I kept saying if the Panthers had taken
CJ.
CJ number one
Wow, yeah.
and Bryce had gone to the Texans, we might be looking at this completely different.
Yeah.
We'll never know because the Texans are just,
Stacked.
yeah, like their coaching is good, the makeup
Run
of the
game
team
is good.
and then CJ got in there and did what like
What he
nobody
did.
thought would happen.
But no, okay, same thing, right? You just said it. Team is stacked. They got an O-line that
Okay.
can run block and pass block. And guess what? Got a running back who can run the ball. And I got what? You got, not only do you have
They
the
got
guy,
Diggs out
they
there.
got Diggs and they got the guy that got hurt. So they got 3 solid receivers.
We're not even talking about this year
I'm
because
talking about last year.
I think Stroud is gonna have a step back.
Oh, they got
from
more,
last
yeah, they got
year.
more tape on us.
But last year, I mean, yeah, his team was a lot better, but
Yeah.
they were horrible the year before. So I'm putting that on
That was coaching.
coaching.
That was
Yeah,
coaching.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
See, that was
okay.
coaching. That was
Yeah.
coaching. I agree
Yeah.
with that. That was absolutely coaching.
Yeah.
That's because you got the same players responding to a different
Yeah.
coaching system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, but when you think about it, there's only been 2 quarterbacks who come, I'd say 2 or 3. One, what's that boy's name? Dolphins, not Tua. Marino,
Okay.
who came out of college, who lit it up with no running game. It's very hard as a new quarterback or a first round quarterback to come out number 1, because you're going through the worst thing,
Right.
right? When you come out, he had no running game and he just did his thing. Because he was just that much of a prolific passer.
Like what does Carolina need to do? Like do we
Get
need,
around. First thing first, if I was in charge.
because we can't just break it. We can't just
No, you can't.
let everything
you know,
crumble.
Well, no, they did make some moves last year where they traded, they got rid of some defensive players.
They
for some
did.
Trades.
They did.
So you need to take those trades, you need to work with the interior line. Because again, if that's gonna be the face of your franchise, he needs to be pretty. He needs to not be on the ground, looking like a truck in him every play,
Right.
right? Because remember, he ain't but 205, 195, 205.
He ain't
I'm,
nothing.
look,
He ain't nothing but 5'6".
I'm 200, so
Who's their coach?
It's a new guy.
the new guy, go ahead,
So
Google him up right quick.
so the team that they have in place
Yeah. Mhm.
is the team they wanted, right? So it means they made the moves to get the guys they could
Jay
get.
Canales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dave C.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically. Well, I don't think, I mean, remember, they hired him in the middle after, because they were one of the last hires, I think.
Is he the guy that came from like Tampa or something?
Yeah, maybe. The other guy.
He spent his first 13 seasons with the Seattle. And then he came from the offensive coordinator from Tampa Bay
Yeah,
in
so see,
2023.
he wasn't, I don't think he has anything in place yet.
So maybe it's the GM, but whatever. This coming out of preseason,
Yeah.
coming out of training camp, this is the team they assembled, right?
That's the team they got.
And
Yeah.
at this point, now it's what, one game in,
Yeah.
2 games in. It's, you don't know, right? So maybe their line comes together and they get a running
Some
game
continuity.
and but it's not looking good right now.
It's not
And
looking
I'd
good
be
at all.
frustrated if I was Bryce, because
Well,
typically your quarterback takes your lineman out. Buy him a little nice dinner. Hey,
He probably
I
did all that.
appreciate
He
y'all.
probably did all that.
Well, I ain't getting it in return.
He said, my investment is not my.
I bet,
ROI.
yeah.
It's negotiated amount.
I mean, I would be shocked that anybody doesn't like Bryce. I mean, he seems like a
Yeah, he seems like a nice
dude.
dude.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he's got a bad attitude, and they're like, "Forget you, we're not blocking for you."
That's Carson.
I don't
I
see
doubt
that.
it. I doubt it.
That's Carson.
Yeah, I
Oh,
doubt
yeah.
it. I
That's
doubt it.
Carson.
Yeah, but the team just
Rumor.
from ownership all the way down is
Just-
just not very good.
No, that's dysfunctional.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, when he hired Rule, he said he was gonna run that system he ran in college. I was like, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, so when he hired Rule and brought Rule in, it's very, very rare that college coaches come into the NFL and they're successful. Because again, in college, coaches had the power. It's moving in a different direction now, but in NFL, the players have the power. So if I pay AJ $120 million, because coaches only get paid $4 or $5 million a year, I'm gonna get rid of the coach. Of course, he's a scapegoat no matter what system he runs if it's not successful. So that's why I think, as we talk about the retreads, I thought he needed to get a retread. I thought he should have gone with a Belichick to set the foundation for the organization. Because I know, maybe not, but I really think should have brought somebody in with a winning mentality. He needs to be a little more hands-off.
Gotcha.
That's all. I mean, because you get a solid foundation and you go, okay, now we can build. Because what they got now, I just don't see them winning anything. And I don't see them winning the division at all. I picked Atlanta, by the way, at all. I don't see them winning the division. I see no development, because this is where in the second year is when you're supposed to see the sophomore leap if you had a slump
Right.
that first year. I just don't see him taking that. Again, I don't think he's a bust. I just think he's on a bad team.
yeah. Like, we just don't know. We won't know until
They
You
get
know,
help. They get him help.
So
Yeah.
what, and correct me if I'm wrong, at what year does a player start to like, hey, I want to be traded?
Well, that depends.
well, you're under contract,
Yeah, it depends.
and they took you number 1.
That's 5 years.
So his point isn't going to be, I want to be traded.
Yeah.
His thing is going to be, I need y'all to give me some help.
Yeah.
Because the organization doesn't want to. I mean, look how long it took Chicago to figure out what they wanted to do with Fields.
Yeah.
They took
yeah.
him number 4?
Yeah.
You go like top 4.
Mhm.
And they liked him enough to take him that high.
Yeah.
They put a lot of resources in to getting him.
Mhm.
But it just wasn't quite working, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of that 4th year, they had to decide,
Your option or not.
do we want to go another direction, or do we want to keep this dude that we've invested 4 years in?
Right.
So that's really more where it is. Because I'm sure Fields didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
He
Especially
developed
after he turned it
relationships.
around.
It was his team.
Yeah.
He was like, these are my guys.
Yeah.
Bryce, I'm sure even just a year and a couple games in, probably feels the same way. He's like, I'm the leader of this team. These are my guys. We're going to win this together. Now, 2 more years from now, when his 4th year hits and that 5th year option comes up or whatever, then it's going to be the organization that says, we need to move on,
Yeah.
or we need to keep on building.
Yeah.
Bryce really don't have he
Option.
don't have the power to say,
Yeah.
I want to be traded, because nobody's gonna take you at this
Yeah.
point because you haven't showed.
Cause,
shown
and I feel
anything.
like since, and obviously I don't know him, but he doesn't give me that personality of Cam Newton of like, I can say something and be confrontational and it's
Well,
still,
no, well, you gotta build equity for that. You
That's
have
true,
to build
that's true.
equity for that. You just don't walk in the room and say,
and that's no shade to Cam.
yeah, I mean, you don't walk in the room and say, I'm the baddest man on campus. And then you go out and get mollywopped.
Yeah,
You know, there's gotta be some equity built up for you to be able to do that, you know, and I think that's the problem. Not so much with him, but with the organization.
Yeah,
You know, you got too much going on. You got some football people who don't know football. And, you know, that's the sad part about it, you know, because I think, again, if he would have gone to, let's say he would have gone to Atlanta last year, right? Let's just say Atlanta, because remember, Atlanta took, I mean, he wasn't available, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
by some crazy madness, he fell, right? So now Bryce Young is sitting in Atlanta. You don't think Atlanta would be winning games with the talent they have? They got a running back, they got a
no, they
line,
would.
they got Pitts, they got another receiver, and they have a decent defense.
well, you would definitely know what we don't know now.
Yeah.
Because Bryce would have had every opportunity
Opportunity to
to
show you.
show what he can do.
Yeah. See, like I said,
Yeah,
and Ritter is what? Ritter got traded,
Yeah.
and he got cut. I don't know if anybody picked him up.
and he's a backup to. Matter of fact, didn't he starting this week? Somebody got hurt. Is
Yeah,
it Ritter?
somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to say
Place
he.
that bet. Hold on.
Yeah.
He
I
make that
want.
money.
I want to say Ritter is starting this week for somebody that got injured, but I
Okay.
could be wrong.
But yeah, so, but it ain't Tampa. Sorry, it ain't the Dolphins. That's that other guy,
Wait, who is starting for the Dolphins? You know, they're back.
Steiner or something. He goes with an S. He played the last 2 quarters and it wasn't good.
When we talk about Desmond Ritter,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But yeah.
Well, speaking of
Cardinals.
Cardinals,
So,
wait,
so
what
wait a
happened?
minute.
What happened to
So little short man already got hurt already? Kyler Murray?
what happened to Kyler Murray?
Nah, I'm just saying he's with the Cardinals.
Okay, then
Yeah,
it
but
must
he
then it
ain't
must not be
starting.
him then.
He ain't starting.
There's who's the other guy? Malik Willis.
Oh,
Yes,
all.
he's with Green Bay.
Yeah,
That's
He
Green
started.
Bay,
Yeah, he
Green
I
Bay.
always mix the two of them
Yes,
up.
yeah.
They can't
He's gonna
understand
start.
me.
He's
Yeah,
starting.
yeah,
Yeah,
Because
That-
Love is out.
yeah,
Love is
yeah.
out.
That's who it. Yeah.
got ankle issues.
But that's a good segue into the Dolphins. Mr. Tua.
Poor fella.
God, I feel bad for that dude.
You know,
It's like he's trying to show his toughness, but his body just ain't tough.
hey,
It's
ah,
Slide ain't even gonna get it. It's like if
He
he
don't run.
if he slid, it's like his stuff is he slides and his head hits the ground.
Yeah, like
He's-
it's like he don't know the.
He gets a concussion when his head hit the ground. He gets a concussion when he got tackled. He get a concussion because his head hit the chest of the defensive back. Like, and he's not even like some 300-pound lineman is
Like he got
crushing
like a
him.
baby brain.
It's it's like he got shaken baby syndrome.
Yeah,
I mean, not to make fun of shaken baby syndrome.
yeah, we're
but I feel
not.
like that's what Tua has. He got like a
That's the best. That's the best example
he
we
got
can
a,
give
he
you.
got an adult NFL version of shaken baby syndrome,
Yeah.
where his stuff just can't.
I feel for him.
It just don't hold up.
Yeah, like I said, I really feel for him, man.
Like his head made out of Play-Doh.
Because I mean, God, that's a team with just so much talent.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, it really is.
Because each play could be a touchdown. Literally, it's that electrifying.
Yes, I know, and that's the sad part about it. And what I really think hurt him was that last year he had a concussion and they kept letting him play, and he was like falling over.
no, that was the year before. Last year he was healthy.
Yeah, so
The
that
year
was,
before was
think-
when he
And-
ended up
yeah,
missing.
And what's funny that you brought that up is because you remember this year when it was training camp, that
Yeah.
type of timeline. You remember they said that he had lost all that weight.
Yeah.
And you was like, I don't
No,
think
no,
that's
no,
a good
no, no,
idea.
That was
No, it was him and Lamar.
him, Lamar lost weight.
Yeah, yeah, both of them lost weight this
Yeah, I
year.
don't think it's a good idea. I never think that's a good idea, but yeah, I think that year is when he got, because he had a concussion that week. Nobody said anything. He went and played again, and he got another
Another
one. So you know, you're looking at 2
Back to back.
concussions back to back, and you ain't recovered from the first one. So now you're about it.
Like,
I
at this
think I
point, he
like
needs
this.
to hire a personal driver. Any concussions?
Well, look,
You may not know how to get home.
well, well,
I'll say it like this.
does anybody know where Tua is?
Yeah.
I know, right? I'll think about it like this. Okay, so if you've hurt your knee once, right? Because everybody knows that MCA, ACL injuries and torn and meniscus. you hurt your knee again. And again, it's harder for you to recover each time. Your recovery time may be shorter, but you become more injury prone on that knee. So that's what I'm thinking is happening with his concussions, because that's a lot of concussions for one dude.
Well, and we're talking brain injuries.
Yes.
So like, that's a whole different thing. Like,
That's CTE.
like
Yeah.
you want to be tough and you want to keep playing and you feel
Slide.
like you're okay.
Slide.
It don't matter. This joker slides and his head still hits the ground. Like
He got it like, no, seriously, he needs to really chill out because, and this is no shade to whom I'm about to bring up because I like him too, but he gonna be worse than Antonio Brown.
Well, Antonio Brown actually tweeted or like commented and was like,
Right.
yeah, I had some
Issues.
some concussion things. There's nothing to play with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you were saying like he's gonna keep playing until they
Yeah.
shut him down.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause that's
Unless his family is like, no, we don't want you to do this anymore.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep. Now, you know what the one silver lining is that he got paid right before.
Yeah.
So at least he got his money.
Got his money.
Now I don't know how much of his was guaranteed.
Well, he's like
But
212 million.
there's a big
I mean,
signing bonus, and then I'm not, you know how the contracts are, depending on how much of it's guaranteed. More of them are guaranteed now than they used to be because of
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson.
at this
But,
point, I
but
mean,
at
you
least
could
he
just,
got his money.
you could just, hey, bro, we're gonna have to use your brother.
Huh? Well,
Make your brother just put on a helmet when he's out.
no, you
Don't take
you
it off.
you don't want him to. Look, you might as well just sign up to lose.
Yeah.
Is that dude still at Maryland?
I think.
Or is he-
I think he was at Maryland, but he moved. But
I think he moved around.
yeah, but yeah, until they shut him down. I mean, I was surprised that they actually shut him down in the game like that. But I think that was more or less because of the history, and of course, it was such a bad look.
Yeah.
Because everybody replays that clip when they talk about concussions where he's stumbling to the huddle.
Well-
Because even the refs got in trouble and they fired after that.
Their
their
doctor
head-
or whatever.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
fired the doctor too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I-
Once he got that concussion, like
Yeah.
you're not allowed to put him back in the game.
Okay.
They said that the other one, that's what was made it such a big deal, that he didn't have a concussion.
Yeah.
Even though we saw him staggering around,
Walking and falling.
they said, yeah, we checked him out. It doesn't look like it's a concussion. And
He
then,
can't walk.
yeah,
So at what point? Yeah, I don't want to say blame, but that's the word I have to use. Is the blame put on Tua or the Dolphins organization?
Well, it goes both
Yeah,
ways.
I don't,
Okay.
well, go ahead.
It goes both ways. Anybody, okay, I remember when I got injured, I had a concussion, right? I was about, I think I might have been 19 or something like that. I had a concussion. So you're so full of testosterone and energy and I gotta prove myself. You don't care. I mean, literally, I got a concussion, seeing black spots, walking crooked, went to the hospital. Next morning, I jump up, I'm on the field
Cause you don't lose your spot.
because I don't lose my spot.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you doing? Did you get cleared? I'm like, I don't need to be cleared. I'm here. Next thing you know, I'm getting yanked off the field. What are you doing? You got a concussion. You need to go sit in that black shed.
Yeah.
So, so it's part of it's him and the ego being an NFL athlete. And
Yeah.
then part of it's, yes, the organization, because they have to get their money out. So at some point, the organization has to protect him from himself. Because remember, Tua is still young.
Yes.
If he was, I would say if he was like,
If he was
38.
If he was, your boy,
Rogers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Oh, they be shut him down. They be shut him
Yeah.
down.
Well, here's the thing. I don't see this as a blame thing for either side.
Okay.
I think it's a fluky thing that's just happening to him. And now's where the decision, because other than that one that we talked about 2 years ago, they've kind of handled him the way you're supposed to handle him. Like, here's your baseline. This is what you had. We're gonna
Yeah.
check you out. Okay, it looks like you had a concussion. You can't come back until you clear the thing.
Right,
Like
all
they
protocols.
like they going through the protocols. Now, whether the player is like trying to rush himself back, probably is, because he wants to get in there. He doesn't want to lose his spot.
Yeah.
But like this one, like I don't feel like there's anything where somebody like put him at risk.
Got you.
Like
Trying to make a play.
like now is the time where, okay, we've got this body of evidence.
Yeah.
So now we gotta decide what we're gonna do. And if the, like Hamlin.
Yeah.
Is
Same
the
thing.
dude,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I never thought that dude would play again.
Ever.
But he cleared all the stuff. He wanted to play. Now, if it would be a fluke thing because everything checked out. But let's say last week, when because Tua's helmet hit him in the chest. That's exactly what happened to him the first time.
Right, you're right.
Let's say he would have gone into cardiac arrest again.
Yeah.
Then people would have been blaming the Bills,
Bills.
saying, yo, you should never put this dude back out there because of the blah, 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 blah. Even though everything checked out to be fine,
He wanted to be there.
he wanted to be there, they would still get blamed for that.
Got you.
You know, if you put Tua back in now and something happens,
Get blamed.
the Dolphins won't get blamed. Because they're always going to give the player the benefit of the doubt for wanting to be tough.
There you go.
Now his family
Different story.
is going to have to,
Figure it
talk
out.
to him about it.
Yeah.
But
Because they got, I'll say this, they have more than enough money at this point. Again, his family they've accumulated enough money in his last couple of years and the signing bonus, XYZ, and his brother who's playing, got an NIL deal. So they got more than the average family. What they do with it is up to them. But if they use it wisely, none of them have to work anymore. He can go coach at Alabama or any college
That is
program
true.
they want.
That is true.
And that's what most of them do when they can't play anymore. They go coach high school, and then they move into the college rankings, and they get that college.
Do you
coaching
happen
money.
to know, obviously no, you don't know the specific stat, but do you happen to know the longevity of a quarterback in the league?
It changes. Okay, so in the early years, it was shorter because they took more hits. They changed the rules.
Right,
So now the average span of a quarterback could be anybody guessing from 21 to about 38.
Okay.
well, but here's the thing. But the average for any position is like 3 years.
3 years,
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
definitely.
I'm saying
So
for
quarterbacks are probably longer. But if you look at somebody like Josh Rosen, he didn't last very long. Brady went 20 years. Rodgers 20 years. So that kind of changes and it's different between like a starter or like a career backup.
Yeah.
Like those dudes can play forever because they don't ever get in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Make it-
Or they don't get too many hits.
Exactly.
per se.
And then
Per se.
the two guys he mentioned took a lot of hits.
Yeah.
That's
Just-
part of
yeah,
it.
they
I
don't.
mean, like I said, what I always admired about Eli was, I don't care if anybody was around Eli. He had a clock in his head. 1,000, 2,000, ball down.
It's gone. It's got to
Or he
get out
could
of
throw
here.
the ball away. Because he wasn't taking those hits. Because the longer you hold that ball, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah. And that's the,
Half of the defense.
and that's the difference between,
Hold it.
and that's the difference between, you got to think about the quarterbacks that
Yeah.
are like that, right?
Yeah.
Both Manning brothers, Aaron Rodgers,
Yep.
Tom Brady.
Yep.
These are like traditional, like pocket passers with the clock in their head. They know I'm not worried about running to get 5 yards. I'm gonna throw it out here and live for another day. Versus
Yeah, Pat Mahomes,
your-
Josh Allen,
your-
Lamar Jackson.
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna get
Your
hit.
your Jalen Hurts, these guys are the ones we want to extend the play. We're gonna get 5 yards, 10 yards. We're gonna take off and use our legs. Their careers are gonna be way shorter
Way short.
than the guys we just named.
Look,
Um,
that's our quarterback, Dak Prescott. He learned to stay in the pocket.
yeah, Dak figured it out.
That ankle was like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dak has figured it out. He's like, you know what?
I'ma
I'm
stay-
good.
I'm staying in the pocket.
I'm gonna stay back
You
here.
see the grass, but the grass ain't green on that side.
And I think that's probably what Shador's thinking.
Yep.
I'm good.
I'm not
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna
run.
stay back here and throw these darts. Yeah.
You have to. man.
But these are athletes. They've been doing their thing and they know what made them successful. So like, if you ever try to tell Lamar, we don't want you running, you might as well just tell him we don't want you playing quarterback.
Yeah.
Look, and we
Cause-
saw what happened in the playoffs.
Cause you got
Yeah, that's why I was gonna get it. Like, you say you don't want him to run, then when he don't run, when he should have ran,
you got to use what you have, and
Wanna be-
that's good.
You got to. But that. But
So-
that
and
goes
sometimes
back
you
to,
just get a fluke injury. Sometimes you get a,
you know, yeah, but that's the same thing. Like I said, Lamar, all the quarterbacks you named, they are who they are in college. You can only improve on what they are. You're not going to
Yeah.
change.
yeah. You're not gonna make now. You know what? Josh Allen,
yeah.
he has become a way better passer
Yeah, it's
than he was
in college.
in college, but he still like tries to take off a lot. So he
He's a
might be the
he's
one.
a better passer?
Yeah, that he
Oh,
was
he's
in
way
college,
better, yeah.
That he was.
His-
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, his first year he was a horrible
He
passer.
lead the league in interception.
Well, but that's because he's throwing it into tight windows. Like if you look at his percentages, I mean, because like Brett Favre led the league in interceptions every year, but he was, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, that's just something you live with.
But like Josh Allen in college probably was 60% passer.
Gotcha.
His first year with the Bills, he's probably a 55% passer. But now he's like back up to
He's better.
Yeah.
They manage him better
Yeah.
with his passing throws. And you
Yeah.
also have to remember, in college, the windows are way bigger.
oh yeah.
When you get
Because
to
your
pro.
skill guys may be way better than
Yes.
than the other skill
Yeah,
guys.
now,
that they're playing.
now when you get to pro, you open when I'm
You
right
got that
here.
window right here.
Exactly.
That
That's the
window's
difference.
this tiny. He's open.
Yeah.
Once he come out of that break, that ball need to be out of your
Yep.
hand.
Yep.
1,002 black.
Mhm.
Yep.
But of course, Josh likes to run lot too. So that's the one thing they have. For Buffalo.
And Josh is bigger.
Well, he's bigger, but
Yeah.
you still gotta have. I mean, Ben was big. That ain't stopped them from hitting him.
Nah, for sure.
I mean,
Sure.
like I said, because, like I said, running quarterbacks don't last long.
Nope.
That's all I'm gonna say.
You gotta be able to figure it out in the
You
pocket.
gotta sit in the pocket and get rid of that ball.
Unless you can get you a quick Super Bowl and be happy with that.
Be done with.
You're gonna that longevity, you're not gonna be a running quarterback in year
35.
15, still competing for that
Yeah.
for that
Be
title.
like Peyton Manning, that one play where he went that bootleg, and everybody went in, and it took him 40 seconds.
Oh,
to
that
get
was
to the end
great
zone.
though. Cause
Matter
they
of
were
fact-
like, I still can't believe he's running.
Matter of
It took
fact,
him
since
40 seconds.
we were talking about Tua,
Yeah.
how long did it take Andrew Luck to retire?
Oh yeah, he got out there
He
quick.
got out quick.
Yeah.
How
'cause
long did it take?
what was his
Was it-
was his concussions?
Yeah, I thought it was
concussions
concussion.
and knees.
Okay. I
Yeah.
can't, I'm trying to remember, but yeah, he got out real quick.
But you gotta remember though, he went to Stanford. He was smart.
I mean, Tua, you went to
I mean,
Alabama, you
silly.
should be smart too.
Well,
I know they Stanford, but
I
I'm sitting
mean,
like Stanford.
yeah, Alabama.
I need to go back and look at Luck
Yeah, we can look
and
at it.
figure out
Yeah,
what
yeah,
his.
retired. Yeah, look it up with that. Then that'll be done. We'll end it on.
Yeah, but he did. He was like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, he's not worth his body because he said basically it's not worth it to the damage of his body because he said he was looking at the longevity
Yeah.
of his life and the quality
Yeah.
of life.
And if
He
you got,
played seven seasons.
okay,
Yeah.
It didn't even feel that long.
Yeah.
It
felt
did-
like
it
four.
really
It
did.
felt
He
like
was
four.
injured for a while.
yeah,
He was injured for a couple of them. Wasn't
and it's like if you got kids already.
he? Yeah,
He walked
know,
away.
life.
He walked away at 29.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because they were about to pay him and he was like, "Nah, I'm done." With
Yeah,
this."
yeah, they were like, we can get you back now.
Retired in August 2019.
Yeah.
And they tried to get him to come back. Remember
he was
after,
like-
yeah,
he was like,
after- take a year, take a couple
Nah,
years.
he was
get
like,
some more
dude,
things
he was
like,
like,
"I'm good."
No,
Yeah,
did you? Yeah. So like I
Do
said,
you think they would do that with Tua? Like take a year off,
No.
come back?
no, they just paid him $212
his,
million.
his thing is gonna be too cumulative. Like it's like he's already proven
Mhm.
he's prone to these, and the next one could put him in a coma. You just don't know what.
Yeah. So that's the sad part about it.
Yeah,
It-
and he's so young.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's like, we got this great team.
uh-huh.
Y'all just paid me. You had faith in me to pay me.
Mhm.
We got this great team. I guarantee you, everything in him is gonna be like,
And
give me one more shot. We can do this. We can do this.
Not only that, everything was starting to click.
Yeah, everything was looking good.
And that's when it's the hardest
Yeah.
to walk away.
If they were horrible, be easier to say, you know what?
Done.
Or if they would just lighten him up every play because he had no weapons, but everything is in place.
Everything's in place. You got the run game, you got the passing game,
Yeah.
defense.
Everything's in place.
Especially since last year, everything was starting to click.
Yeah.
You got
I know.
Waddle, you got
I know
Tyreek.
Tyreek, like, man, I should
Yeah.
have stayed there.
Nah, it's Tyreek. I watched that story. Tyreek, the money.
Yeah, the money wasn't. Yeah, he
the
explained
money-
it, but
the money
Tyreek
Kansas
is just fine.
Yeah.
the money that Kansas City was offering him and the money.
Miami was
Miami
good.
all-
Yeah,
Tyreek is like, I'm getting mine.
I'm
yeah.
out.
Long as I can drive the speed limit, I'm good.
And I get,
Miami is good for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave that alone.
yeah. I'm gonna leave that one.
I'm gonna leave that alone. But with that, we're gonna bring this to a close. Like I said, again, always great information. Again, please like, share, subscribe, pass this on to your cohorts. Again, please leave comments. Again, we may read them, then again, we may not. I don't know.
Yep.
Right? But again, you gotta like it. But like with that, we're gonna end the show. Like I said, again, three guys who came together organically, talk about sports from a novice point of view. We got my man,
AJ.
we got
Jay,
A-Dub signing off. Y'all enjoy.
peace.